Hey guys, it's Samantha here with CSU Online, and I'm here to bring you another tip and trick. Today I'm going to be showing you what subgroup processing is and how we can use it to kind of blend and have a little bit more control over some of our groups of inputs. It's actually a lot of fun. Let's just dig right in. Alright, so here's the deal. Subgroups are a submix of inputs, unlike DCAs, which are really just remote controls. So let's say we've got some faders here, we've got some inputs, and say we've got some subgroups over here. Now, normally, all of the inputs just go right to the left-right output, just like this. But with subgroups, we can actually take some of these channels, bring them over into the subgroups, and then out to the left-right. Now, we also have an option of entirely taking out this middle part, where the channel stops at the fader, goes over to the subgroups, and then from the subgroups, it goes to the left-right. So essentially this means that subgroups can be simultaneously sent to left, right, and subgroups, or they can be sent to one and not the other. These things are great for parallel compression, parallel processing, group processing, and things like that. Alright, so I've got a dirty mix set up here, ready to go. But for this board specifically, I just need to do a quick check, and I need to go to Setup, and I need to go to Mixer Config, Bus Config, and I can change the number of groups and the number of auxes, and I want to make sure I've just got enough groups for what I need or the right number of auxiliary channels that I need. I have 6 groups, that's more than enough for what I'm doing here, so alright. So I've got my custom fader bank here, I've got a couple of DCAs over here, I have a couple of groups, and then I have my 2 vocal channels for easy access. The DCAs will just let me quickly mute and unmute audio, and I've got 2 of my 4 subgroups currently assigned. So I have a drum sub setup and a vocal sub setup. And in order to do these, it took me a little bit to figure out how to do it on this board, but you go to the channels that you're kind of looking at. So for instance, I've got drums right here. I have to go to routing, and then you go to, here we go, this mix sends. And you can see it's got the auxiliaries, it's got the main left right here, but if you scroll over, you've got all of these groups. So I have them labeled, I've got drum sub labeled, and I've got my vox sub labeled. So I have my drums on, and I have my drum sub channel for, let's see, I've got kick selected currently. So I have my drum sub on, and I actually turned off the main left right for this mix, because I want all of my channels to go into a submix before heading out to left, right. And as I said earlier, there are reasons to kind of do them parallel, do them side by side. You can have a submix and it also be sending at the same time as the regular inputs. But for my purposes right now, I turned off every channels from the left, right, and turned them onto my drum sub. I did the same thing for my vocals here. I turned off the main left right and I put them into my vocal sub. So I will go ahead and hit play on this. Listen, baby. And if I go to my drum sub, let's listen to just my drum and bass right now. So here I can go to the processing page, and now we're looking at my drum subgroup. If I mute my subgroup, you're only hearing my bass. So in my drum sub, I even got the RTA going. If I wanted to, I've got a parametric EQ here. I've also got a graphic EQ available. I particularly prefer to use the parametric EQ. More importantly though, I kind of use these subgroups as kind of like a compression technique to help blend a lot of instruments together. So in here, I've got it, let's turn it on. All right, and you can see down here we have a histograph. It will show us how much compression we've got. So for instance, I will turn the threshold down. Let's really squish it. And let me mute the bass here for us. So now we're only hearing the drums. We're only hearing this drum group right now. And if I adjust the threshold, I'll turn it up. Almost no compression now. But maybe I want just a hair. And I'm going to be watching this gain reduction meter, and I'm going to be watching the histograph here. I just want just a couple of decibels. I'm going to have the attack just be a little bit shorter. I want to let the transients through. Okay, there we go. And obviously I've compressed it, so it's going to be a little bit quieter now, so maybe I use the makeup gain to get it back up to the level. And now we're going to A-B it. So here's this, we're listening to the subgroup right now with compression and without. It's got maybe just a little bit more punch. It's calmed down the cymbals and the hats just a little bit. Alright, and then we can bring the rest of the stuff in. And I'll even adjust the makeup gain to fit it back into the mix. Off. Back in. A little bit off. And back in. And you can see I've got a nice consistent histogram going of just some light compression. Now let's do the same with the vocal subgroup. Alright, so let's give the vocal sub a listen. So I'm going to go ahead and hit select. And I've got the rest of the band muted and the vocals on. Let me hit play. And maybe I want to EQ this group.
Ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low.
Open up the parametric EQ here.
If you need me, call me, no matter where you are, no matter.
Maybe I just have a lot of low end buildup, and rather than try to dig it all out of individual channels, I can just get it out of the group.
You don't have to worry.
That's way too much. Now they have very different voices, so I've got to be careful because I don't want to take out some EQ for one channel when it's going to happen to both of them. I think that's pretty good, just a little bit subtle. I'm going to boost up the female vocal a little bit. And maybe I want to compress this as well. So we'll go to the compression, let's turn it on. First we're going to play the threshold.
No wind, no rain.
It's going to have a pretty long attack time.
Can stop me, baby.
No, baby.
And a pretty long release. Remember, I'm just trying to control this. I don't want to squash their dynamics. I'm just trying to get just a little bit more control over their total dynamics. In fact, let's even hit the soft knee button. Make it a very gentle compression. This is definitely a lot quieter, so let's bring that makeup gain back up. Maybe that's just a little bit too much compression, so let's adjust the threshold.
Ain't nobody low enough. Ain't no mountain high enough. Ain't nobody low enough. Ain't no mountain high enough.
Okay, I think that's pretty good. Now let's add in the rest of the band.
Ain't nobody valley low. Listen, baby, ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough, baby.
If you need me, call me. No matter
And I'll turn
where
off the
you
compression.
are, no matter how far.
Don't worry, baby.
Just call my name. I'll be there in a hurry. You don't have to worry. 'Cause baby, there's ain't no mountain
Back in.
high enough. Ain't no valley low enough. Ain't no river wide enough to keep me from
Back
getting
out.
to you,
I
baby.
remember the day I set you free. I told you you can always
Back in.
count on me, darling. From that day on, I made a vow I'll be there when you want me some way, somehow. 'Cause baby, there's ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you, babe.
And there you have it, subgroup processing. I love subgroups as well as DCAs, but having this extra level of processing and group control opens up so many other doors and windows for us. I hope you enjoyed it as well, and let me know how you're using your subgroups. I'm always looking for new ways to do it. Thanks for tuning in.